Last time, I decided to become a cop in order to protect the public against the criminals. At first, I looked up the LSPD, the Los Santos Police Department, but unfortunately the recruitment drive was currently closed, and I thought my path had ended before it had even begun. That is, until I found the LSSD, the Los Santos Sheriff's Department, only one letter away from being my favorite party drug. After my application was accepted, I went to the sheriff's department in order to get interviewed. Now my footage of that interview unfortunately got lost, but here I have an identical and proper representation of the interview.
Well, Greg, your CV is certainly impressive, but I'm afraid you're not quite right for us.
Okay, fine. Thank you for considering me for the job.
And that's exactly what I was hoping you'd say. We need a cool-headed man like you on our team, Greg. That was a test, and you've passed. Welcome aboard.
Well, thank you.
After I passed the interview, I was ready to overcome the next challenge and put myself one step closer to becoming the acting hand of justice. You see, the physical exam is not much of a physical exam. It's more of a grammar test to see if you can spell words correctly and that your grammar is up to the standard of the server. That is why I was very happy when my instructor told me to take my time with this exam.
Okay, explain what you have to do. It's not about time in this exam, it's about your RP.
Yeah.
Okay?
However, I must have taken the slow and steady approach a bit too seriously.
Come on, just go through it, don't worry. Just go.
Just go, come on, just go, don't repeat.
You can go a bit faster now. Come on, you can be a bit faster.
In the end, I also passed my physical exam. Woo! As I arrived to Paleto Station, I was greeted by the sheriff himself, along with Deputy Edwards. I was very excited for this academy. It was hard to believe that I was taking my first step towards becoming a law enforcement officer. We then left the station and went to Fort Zancudo to conduct the academy. Once we arrived at Fort Zancudo, the sheriff gave us a very patriotic speech regarding his department. It was obvious that he cared a lot about his department and wanted us to care about it too.
This badge you're about to receive is a very important piece to the department. It is the symbol of trust and a shield of honor. Now, once you put this badge on, you represent the core values of the department. Our motto, a traditional service now called belief of courtesy, professionalism, and respect. Once you put this badge on, you represent our mission to protect and serve everyone, from your standard citizen to the hardened criminal. Once you put this badge on, you represent the men and women in law enforcement who have sacrificed their lives for the job of protecting and serving the public. You need to respect it each and every time you go on duty and wear that badge.
We then went into a classroom to receive our basic law enforcement education.
You're going to operate a law enforcement vehicle, one of our cruisers, under extreme emergency conditions, day and night. That means you're going to operate that thing at high speed.
Oh, fuck.
Right turns and corners.
Uh-oh, no. Oh, fuck.
Off and on road.
Straight over the first bridge.
Oh shit.
Right hand turn afterwards.
And sometimes even on two wheels. You're gonna become a master driver.
Oh, fuck. Fuck me.
No, you will.
Ah,
The cruisers don't look like much, but if you know how to drive them, you can keep up.
We then received a lot of useful information. Perhaps I fell asleep a little bit, but suddenly this happened.
3, 2, 1.
Oh!
Alright. Good stuff. Talk it like a champ.
After listening to my instructors, we went ahead and conducted. But first, the sheriff showed me how it is supposed to be done.
I'm gonna come up behind you, I'm gonna find your hitbox. And once I have found your hitbox, I will pull out, I'll pull the screen and PIT you.
It was indeed difficult to get it right, and I was not very good at it.
Go now. Like swing out to the right and then swing. See, kind of like that, except just a touch closer.
In the end, I did somehow manage to make what could resemble a PIT.
There you go.
After a very long and hard day, we returned to the station to conclude the academy. I was now officially a trainee, and my path to putting criminals behind bars could finally begin.
Populated. Where are you guys?
Can you keep on driving, Hansen?
There's a red light.
Are you kidding me now?
As for red lights, oh silly, they don't really make sense. I stop and look left and right and you go.
Wait, what?
Populated. Where are you guys?
Can you keep on driving, Hansen?
There's a red light.
Are you kidding me now?
So you're now telling me that the red lights do not matter and that I've been wasting my time thinking I was upholding the law. Right. For my first field training session, I had to read the handbook. When they say handbook, it's more like being asked to read The Lord of the Rings. Holy moly, there is a ton to read. In one of the chapters, they explain to you what you should be expecting as a trainee. And let me just say, they're not lying.
If you ever call me one of them again, I'll shove this up your passage. Glad we're on the same page.
After I could prove that I can in fact read, I was ready for my second field training session. During this session, I was given access to the Mobile Data Center, or MDC. It would be my most important tool in sentencing criminals to the prison. I was also given access to a tow truck, which you can use to legally steal people's vehicles. I could finally go on patrol, and who else to introduce me to the fine art of patrolling than Deputy Edwards.
So pretty much the whole patrol today. Some minor mistakes.
Oh, what the hell?
Fuck. Very good thing about you is that you know everything. That's code 2. Do you know the difference?
Yeah, code 3 is. Oh wait, it's with sirens. It's with sirens.
But you need some practice.
Right. As soon as as your friend gets into the vehicle and I switch off the lights, you're clear to go.
You need to keep him stopped or not?
I think we're clear here.
We are not clear. Go fucking pull him over. Kasper, you idiot.
No.
Careful, Hill, Kasper.
No.
Don't go up. Don't go up. Don't go up.
Okay.
Man, you fucked up, man. You know if you
don't see him.
Oh.
Oh, it's not. Kasper, control the vehicle.
No way.
Really doing my best here.
I'm just saying that you have some minor mistakes. Can be weeded out with only practicing. Which I see that you do a lot. So they are not big mistakes, and I think you are a great deputy trainee who will become deputy sheriff very, very soon.
It was time for my final exam, and I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. Romanov? Sorry I interfere. Do you have time to conduct my FTS 5?
FTS what?
5. And now I was really nervous.
You're gonna fail already if you don't radio when that you join my unit.
And this is what filmmakers call foreshadowing.
So we do need to get you to conduct a 1055 and arrest. You have to lead a pursuit.
I suddenly spotted a white SUV driving around in the hills, and I decided to pull it over. 11015 to dispatch, show me conducting a 1055. On a white contender, which the owner is Alex Daniluk. We are in the hills around Galileo Road.
Why not? You're my favorite
code 4 and 1 times occupant at the time right now, and code 4 and code 6.
Fucking FTS 5. Radio call out.
11015 to dispatch, show previous 1055, now 1099. At the hills at above Galileo Road. The man's license and registration was all in good order. I had now completed my first task. However, it started to go south.
Why is your cruise on if you're code 2? Do the arresting.
Yeah, sure.
Where are you going?
Something about it being stolen when he hopped out.
You need to drive faster. Why are you slowing down?
In the end, we made it to our destination, and I successfully managed to arrest a criminal. Right, so you are, as of now, being detained. You may be arrested. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to a government-appointed attorney during legal questioning. Do you understand your rights? Good. The last part is me leading a pursuit. I never registered that I got to lead one, but I did my very best to try and participate.
Right, I'm flying C right now.
Why are you slowing down? Keep your foot on the gas.
I'm trying.
Oh yeah, I see.
There to the left.
Oh, whoa.
Okay.
We're fine.
Five shots
He's
fired.
shooting me.
Shooting me now.
Alright.
Shots fired. Code 1.
Keep going. Keep going. Please get up there. I have a micro. Please get up there.
He's on the line.
Oh my god. Go. Why are we stopping?
Nope, straight up.
I'm so upset.
I honestly do not know if I ever made it up the mountain. If I'm to hazard a guess, I'm gonna say it's a fail.
No, you didn't fail. Listen, when I was doing my FTS 5 with Under Sheriff Payne, he was the captain at the time, and he yelled at me so many times to let my cruiser off and put my foot on the pedal.
The day after, I was called into the office by Sheriff Payne himself. Right, sir?
Tell me something. How do you feel about a number 22?
The number 22?
Mm-hmm.
I feel good about that one.
Good, because you do cool, sir, and congratulations on Deputy Sheriff 1.
Wow. Sir, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I completed my training, and I could finally begin my quest to keep the state of Los Santos safe from the criminals. I had become a cop.